Hello everybody, my name is Raxef, and the topic of today's video is the Netherlight Crucible, which is now available with the newest update of patch 7.3. Today's video is going to be a bit shorter than my previous videos, so let me know what you think about this shorter time frame video in the comments section down below. With that being said, let's jump into the video. For those who don't know, the Netherlight Crucible is a system which you will be able to access on the Vindicar, which will allow you to empower the relics in your artifact weapon. These relic upgrades are split into 3 tiers. The first tier is a flat 5 item level upgrade, so across your 3 relics you'll be able to increase the item level of your artifact weapon by 15. The second tier of upgrades offers you 2 choices. One is a void choice and one is a light choice. And these choices are random every time you slot in a new relic. And these upgrades can range anywhere from flat stat increases to say your haste or your mastery. Others are periodic damage dealt to your enemies. And some are even providing you damage shields to your own character. What's important to note about these Tier 2 upgrades is that they can be duplicated across multiple relics. So let's say you had a flat mastery increase in one of the void choices for your first relic. You could have that same 500 mastery increase as a void choice for your third relic, and you'd be able to stack those two together for a combined 1000 mastery stat increase. The third tier offers you 3 options, which are all of the normal artifact traits that you have in your artifact weapons. So you'll be able to level up one of those 3 traits, much in the same way that the relics by themselves level up a normal artifact trait. Now, what's important to remember here is that for the casual player, there really isn't a best choice for you to be hunting after. The 15 item level increase that you get right off the bat is going to be more than enough for you heading into Argus and going into more of the LFR and normal raids. And of course, as you empower your artifact with artifact power even more, you can slowly start unlocking these relic tiers, and you don't really need to worry about what choices are offered to you on Tier 2 and Tier 3. Now, for those of you who are more hardcore raiders who take raiding very seriously, you're into raiding heroic and mythic, you really want to be min-maxing your character, there will be obvious choices which are the best for your class and spec. So I would highly encourage you to reference any class sources that you have available to you in order to determine what would be best for your character. Quite simply, the Netherlight Crucible is unlocked after completing the quest An Offering of Shadow, which is part of the final quest storyline that we have available to us right now on Argus. Now, if you've been keeping up to date with all of these storyline quests, it shouldn't take you long at all to finish up this last storyline in order to unlock the Crucible. If for some reason you've held off on starting the storyline quests, or you haven't even really jumped into Legion yet, don't worry about it. The overall campaign throughout Argus doesn't take you that long to get through. Maybe just a couple hours max if you wanted to really engage in the story fully overall. But like I said, it's not a huge time investment or huge effort to unlock this Netherlight Crucible. Remember, this is content that's meant for both the hardcore players that sink hours and hours into the game, as well as the more casual players who say only have maybe a couple hours a week or even a couple hours a month to play the game. Like I mentioned earlier, the first tier unlocks immediately as soon as you get the Netherlight Crucible, so that 15 item level enhancement to your artifact weapon is going to be available to you right away as soon as you unlock the Crucible. The second tier of your first relic unlocks at 60 artifact power, and then it continues on from left to right, going from your second tier to your third tier every 3 artifact power. So it's going to go 60, 63, 66, and so on. This was a little bit confusing when I first read about it, so the lovely people at Wowhead went ahead and developed this image that shows you exactly what I mean when you can see the progression for artifact power and upgrading your relics. Of course, as you know, relics are permanent in your artifact weapon until they are replaced by a new relic. So in order to circumvent any sort of guessing that players might have to do about if they should replace a relic or if they should not, there is a 4th slot on the Netherlight Crucible where you can put relics in there and see ahead of time what trees are available to you so that you can decide if you want to use that relic or not. Keep in mind that if you do use this slot to see ahead into a relic's tree, that relic will become soulbound to you if it is not yet already. So all in all, that wraps up the Netherlight Crucible. I'm really excited to see this system in place and how the players react to it going into raiding, particularly the more hardcore players. I want to see exactly how much effort people who are very interested in min-maxing their characters, how much effort are they going to be putting into really farming relics, because People farm trinkets as hard as they can to get the best trinkets possible, and now some people might even be farming relics to get the absolute best combination. Blizzard has been working very hard to balance the Netherlight Crucible with the individual specs as much as they can. They've even done tuning the night before the patch has been released in order to get those numbers just right. However, like I said before, there is obviously going to be a best combination for a class, and I'm definitely going to be one of those people who starts hunting relics in order to get the best combination for my arms warrior. In terms of upgrading the relics, it is going to take a bit more time. I put quite a bit of time into the game, and I'm only at artifact power level 60 for my arms warrior. I'm sure other people put way more time than I do, and they might already be capped at 75, which maxes them out on the Netherlight Crucible, but for the most part, it will provide the player base something good to look forward to. They feel like they're able to continue on making choices as they continue to collect artifact power and as they continue to get more and more relics. The new raid hasn't even been unlocked yet, and once we start entering the new raid, we're going to have a whole slew of higher item level relics, which we're going to be slotting into our weapons most likely right away. So I'm very, very excited to see what this system brings to the game, and I think a system like this in future expansions would be very important to have. I like the idea of customizing your character as much as possible. I was a huge fan back in Vanilla and Burning Crusade of the classic talent trees. It's something that I'm a bit sad that has been done away with now. They kind of brought it back with the artifact weapons, even though the ultimate goal was to max everything out. But now with this Netherlight Crucible, they are giving you that option of choice. Even if it is a very limited amount of choices, it is still offering you choices. So I'm excited to see, like I said, what the system offers the player base, and I'm very optimistic that Blizzard will continue to build upon this style of customization in the future. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, then of course, give it a thumbs up. If you have anything to say, if you aren't a fan of the Netherlight Crucible, if you think Blizzard is going in the wrong direction by introducing a bit more RNG into the system, a bit more randomness, then of course, leave me a comment in the section down below. And if you like my channel, you want to keep up to date with the videos that I'm publishing, then of course, feel free to subscribe. But with that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you later.